in on our sign-in sheet that's going around. Could you please make sure you sign in?
Can I ask who just came into the meeting? You're online? Or on the phone? Hello? Who's calling from 621-8735?
Rosa.
Rosa, and who are, I need a first and last name.
Rosa Esteban.
Okay. Thank you. If you would mute yourself, please.
Okay, we would like to call to order the Regional Planning Commission meeting for October 10th of 2024. I'd like to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you. Can we ask those that are here joining by computer to just mute yourself until you have something that you're going to comment in the meeting? Thank you. Okay, so as everybody who's come in signed our sign-in sheet, also as we get ready to go, I would just like to ask that members of the public remain quiet and seated during the meeting to provide for a more efficient, orderly, and respectful meeting tonight. So I would appreciate it if everyone could abide by that. We are going to begin with public comment. Public comment tonight will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Public comment is designated for discussion only. The public has the opportunity to address the commission on any matter not appearing on this agenda. However, no action may be taken on a matter raised until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. So at this time, again, each person will have 3 minutes. Are there any members of the public who wish to comment on a matter that will not be on the agenda tonight? Just like to state your name for the record.
My name's Deborah Gay. Oh, hold on. Before my agenda, let me do this. Please. Thank you.
Yeah.
We do need a copy of that for the record also.
Yeah, that's 77 I got. You can take one from the number. I didn't know you were gonna have 7. You only had 4 last time.
I'm going to bring the microphone up closer.
Okay. So what I wanted to talk about was the master plan. We are doing this for the master plan. We, the people of Herschel and Rose Creek area, are emphasizing that the master plan is outdated and should be redone. The master plan is approximately 30 to 36 years old, and we are demanding a reclassification from industrial and commercial to ag and residential. You have allowed too many residential homes on Rose Creek to turn into an industrial now. It is no longer suitable for industrial since there hasn't been any updates. We're supposed to have a every 5 years you're supposed to go over it with the public. That has not happened. The master plan has been reviewed. It hasn't been reviewed since the 80s. The master plan is, to my knowledge, the master plan is to be reviewed every 5 years by the public, and it has not been done. And if there's a form in there that has the yellow underlining in it, it says read your own master plan. The land uses, goals, and policies. Since we haven't had a community gathering for the master plan, since the first time it was done, why haven't you, got the public together and redone the master plan or updated it for the people? Because 36 years is a long time to think that the people are still okay with what you guys got going on. Industrial and commercial out there is not what the people want. You've got, my petitions, and that's only for 2 meetings that I've had. So it will be more. And we want the master plan to be updated and redone since it hasn't been done. And you haven't given the people the ability to come in and say, Rose Creek, we no longer want this. You're allowing somebody to come in and change it too. But would you allow us to come in and change it against? I don't think so. I don't think that would be a thing that would be pushed through this regional planning, because I see that we'll approve it if you wanna go with our plan, but if it's against the industrial thing that you guys want out there, it's wrong. You have too many homes. You guys should have bought that property and turned it into what you wanted 36 years ago. It is no longer industrial, and it's no longer commercial. I don't really mind the commercial out there, the people that make their little cars and use that kind of stuff, that doesn't bother me. But when you're putting people out there that are gonna contaminate our water, re-inject water, bring chemicals to our little area, right next door to my house, the property touches their property. And there's supposed to be buffer zones between all this stuff.
Debbie, thank you.
Yeah,
Your 3
I'll be
minutes is
back
up.
for the other comment. Thanks.
Anyone else from the audience that would like to come up during this public comment section?
I would like all that put on the record, please.
Yeah, I think, can this get added into the record, Betty? So, like, what do we need to do to, okay, it's part of the meeting, okay. Okay. Anyone else? Not seeing anyone else. We will move on to item C. This is the review, correction, and approval of minutes of the September 12th, 2024 meeting for discussion and possible action. Has everyone had the opportunity to review the minutes from the last meeting? I know some of you weren't here for the abstain when we voted on it, but, okay, are there any changes, anything we need to make, minutes that please noted? All right, if not, I will take a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from last month.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Okay, those of you who, need to abstain, if you want to just abstain for the record.
Justin Ross abstained.
Joseph Brooks, I abstained.
Okay, so the motion passes to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Item D, this is, a consent agenda, but before that, we just need to ask if there's been any postponement, Eddie, of any of the agenda items.
I've received none.
Okay, so we'll move on to our consent agenda portion of the meeting. Consent agenda for the audience, the staff has determined that there are no unusual circumstances or conditions that require discussion on the applications listed under this section. No letters or other objections have been received. All matters under the consent agenda are considered routine and may be acted upon by the commissioners with one action without extensive discussion. Any member of the board or the public may request that an item may be taken from the consent agenda, discussed, and acted upon separately during the meeting. So tonight we have 2 items, these are both street naming requests. The first item is SN-24-04. This is a street name request submitted by Desert Mountain Surveying as an agent for Daniel Tams to name the existing 60-foot wide easement along the north boundary of assessor's parcel number 05-0378-06. The easement connects to Kit Carson Road to the west. Proposed name is Towner Drive. We also have SN-24-05. This is a street name request submitted by Jesse Jacobo to name the existing 60-foot easement along the south boundary of the accessor's parcel number 05-0291-70, 71, 72, and 73. The easement connects Shiloh Road to the west and Range Road to the east. The proposed name is Redmond Road. Both of these items are for discussion and possible action. Are there any of these that we need to pull out and move down to the regular public hearing portion of the agenda? Or can we, if everybody feels good, we can vote on these with one motion? Any discussion or comments? Anybody have any questions? Okay. If not, I will go ahead and make a motion, since there's no discussion, to approve the consent agenda based on the staff findings and per staff recommendation.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Who made the motion?
Yeah, I did the motion, yeah. Anyone who opposes, say nay. Okay, so this motion passes. All right, we are going to move into our public hearing section of the meeting. We'll begin with item A. This is UH-24-09, a conditional use permit application submitted by Dean Hernandez with Epic Wireless on behalf of Everest Infrastructure to allow placement of a wireless communication facility to include a 165-foot tower, diesel generator, equipment cabinets, and other appurtenant equipment. Subject property is located off Kelly Creek Road, a 900 square foot leased portion of assessor's parcel number 07-0191-02 for discussion and possible action. Are the applicants here for this item? Would you like to come up to the table and discuss, you can, if you have any comments about your application for the board?
You have any questions for me? Kind of outline what we're requesting. I can tell you that it's being built by Everest Infrastructure and the Verizon Wireless.
Could you speak in?
I'm sorry. This site is being built by Everest Infrastructure. They are a tower builder. The anchor tenant would be Verizon Wireless. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, really. It'll be at the, it'll be on Kelly Creek Road. What did I say? Did you guys have a chance to look at the photos in to see what the?
And this is still an effort to provide us more service. You guys have done several at this point, so
Yes.
this is kind of.
Yes. Currently, this is our last request for Humboldt County at this time, at least for Epic Wireless, yes.
Yeah, that's good. The service is just really, really spotty there.
Yeah, especially out there, yeah. It seemed interesting to me to put a tower out there because there really isn't anything, but there is a lot of people on the road that travel there. The applicants or the landlords for this are very excited about it. They do a lot of cattle work out there and they want to be able to communicate with the rest of their team.
It looks like you could have good access, good access from the road, like out to your, to your tower there, so that looks good. Is there gonna be any lighting or anything? On
That's
the
up to the FAA. I'm thinking at this point, no, but that comes further along. Those approvals will be done, by Verizon. They're internally done. They also included in our packet an EME, which says that the tower is safe, for anybody that would be traveling along there. It's also a good idea to have it there for emergency services as well, for people to, be reached.
The generator is backup power.
It is, it will only run as an emergency only. They will test it quarterly. It will run for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, yeah.
Seems like over the last couple months, you guys have requested a lot of tower building. I've seen no construction as of yet. Is this something that takes time?
It does. The one that we just got approved for, we call it South Winnemucca, and it's the tower over here that is being built by Vertical Bridge. We were just approved, so we're in line. We have to order equipment and stuff like that, so that will start. They'll all start pretty soon. The other ones, we're working with the building department on. And also, we have to clear environmental. There's kind of a lot that goes into it. It can take up to 2 years, for the federal to meet all the guidelines that we're required to make. That's the big holdup.
Does the public have any questions for the applicants related to this agenda item? Okay, if you'd like to come up and use the microphone and state your name for the record.
I'm Tom Haas. I'm sorry, I'm Tom Haas. I believe this one was sent to the Nevada Historical Society. Did you get anything back from them?
This cell tower was sent to the Historical Society? I don't think we've received anything. Have you received anything, Betty? What would it be, Tom, that would designate this as a
History
historic?
of, the history of the area. I'm not sure who sent it in. We didn't get it till, what was it, Tuesday? So, I was just wondering if there had anything back.
So did you have to apply for any cultural resources research or permit?
Not.
So I'm not sure where that's coming in from. It was a formal letter, so you guys might want to check into that, please.
But this is on M3 open land, right? I mean, is it, who's the owner of this land?
Winnemucca, ranching.
Yeah. Yeah.
They own like thousands of acres out there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else have any other questions for the applicants from the audience?
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, okay, yeah, if you'd like to come up.
My name is Donnie Frakes. I live out there on 7085 Deer Street. And what I'm seeing in that community out there is a lot of different stuff happening. Now, just like these towers, everybody said, well, I don't know how much is this gonna affect our airport system? The reason I ask that, because we have prairie fires and whatnot out here. How much is that gonna involve in that? You know, them thing towers are way up there, and them planes gotta come in from somewhere. We got it in safety. We've got the mountains behind us, we've got the desert out in front of us, so who's gonna take this up on themselves? Is the, airport gonna take it on, or is it, cell tower people gonna take it on? And then we get back to, who's gonna build all these roads, and they're gonna make dust out across there? You know, that's another good one. I mean, to me, there's a lot of issues here that people are just jumping over and saying, well, it's just a tower. I can talk on my telephone, you know, or cell phone. I was raised without cell phone, I made it just fine. So I don't really need the darn tower.
Would you guys like to address, his question as far as where this is actually located and just, you know, maybe that'll alleviate some of his concerns?
What's your concern about traffic?
Well, if you're gonna have people coming in and out from the towers, they're gonna raise dust, right?
Well,
Are you guys gonna put anything down for that? Are you gonna treat that?
there'll only be a cell tech that comes out quarterly, so 4 times a year, once the cell is.
Unless something happens.
Unless there's an emergency, yes. It will probably take 2 to 3 months to build the site.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a small construction crew. They'll have a crane out there for 1, maybe 2 days for, okay. And then there really wouldn't be anything else out there. It's at the corner, kind of set back a little bit from power at, Midas and, Kelly Green.
Well, that what you're talking about there, be on the other side. They don't have none to the side.
Yeah, no, it's not by the airport at all, it's out like by Gulf Honda.
Yeah.
It's all existing road, we're proposing about a 35-foot road,
Up there.
dirt road from the county bridge to the tower.
Well, that'd basically be do want them guys with mines out there, stuff to have a concern, nobody else, because they do got a lot of.
That's the point of this tower to tie to the one at the minus mine.
Okay, I don't have anything to do with this. Period.
And as far as the height of the airplanes go, when it goes through the FCC and everything, you don't let us know if we put tower lighting on it or not. That comes later on in the process.
Well,
He thought it was after yours. He was confused on the location.
I got confused on the little pop-up, I didn't have no maps. If you guys wanna build out that way, I like to talk. Jump out.
We don't have anything slated down
I
there.
did, thank you.
No problem.
Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to address the applicant who's gonna go ahead and come up?
Yeah, my name is Greg Washburn. I'm kind of new to the area. What is this, the vicinity map, or that's going to be on it, or what? There we go. So you guys can put that on the screen. Where are we? Where's that one?
Since it goes on that.
You want to go on this? I don't know, not that big here, but this is,
Okay, where's that one?
Oh, I don't know, 30 miles.
18 miles to the west.
Is it really? Okay, then I'm good.
That's good. All right, anyone else from the audience who'd like to address the applicant? Okay. Would you like to come up? Is that it?
No, sorry.
No, okay. All right, good. All right, does the board have any questions for the applicant? All right, okay, if not, we can just take a motion on this item.
I'll make a motion to approve, staff report UH-2409, approval of a special use permit to install a telecommunications facility, based on, should have no adverse effects on abutting property, and, should have no effects or general welfare of the public.
I'll second the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
If I may, Ms. Chair, there's a couple of people online that I need to identify themselves. I have someone calling in from 304-9652, and somebody with initials of ET, and a Krista. Could you please identify yourselves?
BT is Tia Lane.
I'm sorry? Oh, okay, thanks, Tia. And Krista, could you please identify yourself?
Krista Kalkowski.
Okay, thank you. And I believe there's some people that came in and have not signed in, and we do need your signature, or you just sign it, please. I'm not sure where the, sign-in sheet is.
Up here in the corner. All right, do you have everything you need, Betty?
Yes, let me get.
Okay, so, on the board, we have a map that is the master plan of the Grass Valley Rose Creek area, so that may be helpful to those of you as we go through the next item on our agenda, which is item B, MP-24-02. Before we start this item, I have something that I would just like to read into the record. At this time, under the advice of my legal counsel, I would like to make a statement for the record regarding my decision to vote on MP-24-02. I would like to disclose that the master plan amendment requested by Mr. Esquivel that is before us tonight has nothing to do with my acceptance of a gift or a loan, a pecuniary interest in my behalf, or my commitment to anyone in a private capacity. It is public knowledge that my husband is the chairman of the Humboldt Development Authority Board and the owner and broker of Century 21 Sonoma Realty. I am also the owner of Rehab Services Nevada, and I practice as a physical therapist. Could my husband benefit in the future from any commercial development by Mr. Esquivel on this property? And the answer to that is, who knows? As of now, he has not and is not. Each of us on this board who own or run a business may benefit from any commercial development that may occur in this city or county, as economic growth will benefit casinos, restaurants, hair salons, real estate offices, and medical practices, just to name a few. The MP-24-02 agenda item is the request for a master plan change. And because this is only a master plan change before us tonight, it is not reasonable for a person in my situation to abstain. As a board member, I have been appointed to do a job, and I intend to fulfill my responsibilities tonight for voting for this item. Okay, so we are going to again move on to the item MP-24-02. This is a master plan amendment submitted by Miguel Esquivel as owner of Dinero Ranch LLC to amend the MDR medium density residential master plan designation to a COM commercial master plan designation on property located off Rose Creek Road. Assessor's parcel number 05-0803-04 and 05-13-0193-02, 14-0011-02, and 03 for discussion and possible action. So at this time, is the applicant present? Is he on the?
He's on through Microsoft Teams.
Okay, so Mr. Esquivel, would you like to address the board and the audience relating to any items on your application at this time?
You'll have to mute yourself.
We're not able to hear you. If you can hear us, can you unmute yourself?
Rosa, are you still on the phone? You need to unmute yourself. Hit *6.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you everybody for being there. Thank you for having us and looking at our change. All I can say is I was born and raised in Winnemucca, Nevada, and I'm a vital part of the community. I'm here to help, and I would like Winnemucca to grow. And whatever properties I've purchased, they're investment property, and it's to change the way I do things, and change the way things are done in that area. And I believe that by changing the zoning of these properties, it will bring a lot of benefit to Winnemucca.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the applicant or has questions concerning the application at this time? If so, you're invited to come up.
Hold on, she's gone.
And you'll just state your name for the record, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and who was that?
That is Miguel Esquivel, so it's his application that's before us right now.
This is Christina Kennison. I do have documents to be entered into evidence. We have Humboldt County Regional Master Plan for the record. We have, Christina Kennison has handed me some documents that she would like to be admitted into the record for this public hearing. It is a public hearing, so I ask you to look at these documents, determine if you believe they should be admitted into evidence. And if they are, I'm gonna ask you to make a motion to do so, so that they're formally part of the record. Is this what was handed to us? Maybe this gave me that.
Has every member of this board been given the actual?
Yes, so we have them now.
Okay. So there's, I believe, at least you have more documents, so there are 2 documents?
There's 2 documents, but I did want to make sure that they had the whole actual
So one is,
master plan.
titled the Humboldt County Regional Master Plan that lists land use goals and policies. So I will hand that to you so you can pass it around. I have one of those for guys for record purposes. And then the other one is, chapter 17.04 of the Humboldt County Code, and that is the Humboldt County Regional Master Plan. I'll be providing it on for that to pass around.
So Christina, this first handout that you'd like as part of the record, this looks like, is this part, is this actually something that was taken out of the master plan?
Yes, these goals and policies are taken straight out of the master
Yes, so
plan.
those come out of the master plan, so. Okay. All right.
Can we lower that map so we can see down around that property better? If you roll down, scroll down, sorry.
Okay, and I think this also, so this is like part of the.
That's a Humboldt County code.
Yes, so
It's not interesting,
Humboldt County code, okay. All right, so we're familiar with this.
It's not.
right there is perfect.
All right, so would the board like to have these entered into the record? I mean, I know we all have the master plans.
No, it's a little bit different, when you guys keep that for the record. Sorry. So you serve an interesting role when you have a public hearing, you serve a quasi-judicial role, so you have your imaginary black robes on and you're hearing evidence, these people that are coming before you are essentially testifying, and Ms. Christina Kennison would like for you to consider as part of your decision today some evidence. And so if you are going to, if you'd like to make a motion, if you want to consider that, if you believe it's relevant to your determination, then you can make a motion to admit Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2 into evidence. The reason why this is important is because decisions of this board can be appealed and then ultimately judicially reviewed. And if it ends up going in a judicial review, the only thing that the district court judge can consider is quote unquote the record. So that's fine. I'm asking you if you'd like to actually admit it into evidence.
I mean, I think as all of our preparation for this meeting, everyone made themselves familiar with the master plan, so, this portion that came from the master plan, we can easily move that into the record. I think that this, the Humboldt County Regional Master Plan, the Humboldt County Code, we are familiar with this as well. I don't have a problem with submitting these into the record for the meeting. Anybody like to make a motion to have these as part of the record?
I'll
items into the record is passed. Okay, thank you. Do you have a comment, Ms. Kennison? So, 3 minutes, thank you.
I wanted to reiterate that on the staff report, the current zoning is open space, multiple use, Ag 5, general agriculture, on 2 of those parcels, 2 of them are also open space, multiple use, and 1 is rural ranch at 2.5. I would like to make note that in the staff report, that the map that Betty gave you that showed the nearby commercial, you can actually see all the yellow in this map, that's low density residential, much more of that than the commercial surrounding. I would also ask that if there is any confusion, that the board do a site inspection to actually get a feel for the community and what is out there. Because if you look at the Humboldt County Regional Master Plan, it tells you right there on the second page, the adoption of maps. This map of Grass Valley Rose Creek was done in 1995. A lot more homes have gone out there, things have changed quite a bit. And if you notice, in the land use goals and policies and the other policies throughout for the Humboldt County Regional Master Plan, there is a lot of mention of maintaining a small community atmosphere, provide for a high quality, compatible, and functional mix of land uses. There's a lot of encouraging clustering, purchase of development rights, conservation easements, and other innovative rural development techniques that provide flexibility for development while conserving open space, protecting environmental quality, and preserving property rights. I see it multiple times in our very own Humboldt County Master Plan that yes, we need to bring in and diversify our economy, but there are actually more protections in place in this Humboldt County Master Plan for agriculture, for protecting property rights, for having the open space. And when this map was done in 1995, a lot of us weren't living there. Things had changed and the community, the neighborhoods have moved in. And they supersede this industrial trying to come in. We have property rights. There are no buffers to be bringing in these industrial anymore. We're counting on you, the Planning Commission, to be able to recognize what is compatible land use, what is protecting the citizens and our property rights, and do the right thing. That's all we're asking. We're asking to be involved and have the master plan be redone because it's way overdue. And as you can see, the ranch is medium density residential, which that doesn't even fit into what should be there. In this,
Thank you, Ms. Kennison.
I just
Your 3 minutes is up, so.
well, can I just say this one policy on here, please?
Okay.
The agricultural policy says to retain and maintain areas for agricultural use that are suitable for long-term production. So please keep our county the way it's supposed to be.
Just for the record, I mean, I think that the last update to the master plan is
It's in
2012 update.
It was only like pieces of it were updated. The whole thing was redone?
We updated the master plan, we had community meetings, we had everybody come, Grass Valley, Rose Creek, 3 people came, and none of them lived in the area.
So my home wasn't there in 2012, are you saying now that shouldn't matter because I wasn't
No,
there in
I'm not,
2012?
I'm correcting information.
Well, I'm just saying that the time space has made a big difference.
But I'm clarifying that it's not been 36 years since the master plan.
But the map was in 1995.
Right, okay, so the last update to the master
To the
plan
map,
was.
the master plan document was updated in.
Was there any changes to that area
No,
since
not-
95?
There's probably been minimal, but not most of the master plan updates have been
So-
out in the city.
Do you know when the goals or policies, have they changed? Did they change in 2012?
No, all we did was we updated, population, jobs, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But we did
Those
those for
sorts
the
of-
communities, and we asked them, this is your map, this is what's your master plan, what do you think? And nobody had any issues.
So that would be great to probably do now in 2024, 25.
It took from 1999 to 2004 to create that document right there. So it takes a long time, and we would be looking at it. And we are looking to
Policies
see
are
that.
important, policies and goals, definitely. When you look at the totality of it,
5 years.
it definitely affects us.
Thank you, thank you. I also just want to read, this may be helpful to the audience, we had some confusion at the last meeting too, as far as what is actually zoning and what the master plan really is. A master plan is essentially how land use is envisioned to be used. Zoning ordinances are legally enforceable and classify swaths of land according to use, such as residential, agricultural, commercial, or industrial. Zoning ordinances also establish standards of use within each zone in terms of what is permitted outright, what is permitted with conditions, and what is permitted as an accessory use to the main use, and what is prohibited. We are not considering any zoning changes to this property tonight. We are just considering a master plan amendment change to bring this property into agreement with the other properties surrounding this. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to come up and address Mr. Escobar, the applicant, or make a comment?
Deborah Gay. And, I would like to ask how we picked 3 people to come into this, master plan scenario that we have. Because when I read your master plan, it says we should be doing this every 5 years to keep it in line with what it is going, that's what it says.
It's not required, and we look at, not that much has changed. We've had a big change in Humboldt County right within the last 5 years, with people looking to come and build and open businesses. We're talking about the document, that's what gets updated. Now, what we would do when we go through that process is have community meetings again, and people can come in and they can look at this map and go, no, I don't think this should be this, or I don't think this should be.
Christina, could we ask you to stay seated, please?
I wasn't talking.
I know, but just being up is disrupting the meeting, please. Please just stay seated. Thank you.
But my question with the master plan is, you know, the industrial, you have industrial out there that people are living on, you have commercial that people are living on. And a lot of the people that live on Rose Creek did not know when they moved in, and I know you always say to go to the master plan, but I did, and when I did go to the master plan, it wasn't on there. Those maps just got on the master plan document last month.
They were
on there.
They have just been put on the website.
Correct.
They've been in my office since I started working.
Correct, but they were not on the master plan on your website. Nowhere on the website was it, because I went on there because you told me to, because you said you should have looked. So I did, and it wasn't there. So, it's not right what we're doing right now. We need to take control of what's happening out in the Rose Creek area. I know you all want it to turn into industrial and commercial. We already got it. That's what's been said. I have another question with this master plan. Does it by chance, if you not zone it, but your classification is industrial, when you do your taxes, does that have any bearing on your taxes at all?
Your taxes are based on your land.
Well, I was talking to the old rancher, and that's the reason he told me that he didn't want to do it that way because it would change the way the
Your
taxes.
taxes are based on what the use of your land is.
Agriculture.
Whatever your land is, you're probably taxed for residential use.
Okay, so the NRS code 278.150, master plan preparation and adoption by planning commission, adoption by governing bodies of the city and the county. The planning commission shall prepare and adopt a comprehensive long-term general plan for the physical development of the city, county, or region within the commission's judgment bearing relation to the planning thereof. The plan must be known as the master plan and must be also prepared that all or portion thereof, except as otherwise provided in subsections 3, 4, and 5, may be adopted by the governing body as provided in the NRS 278.010 to 278.63 inclusive, as a basis of the development of the city, county, or region for such reasonable period of time. Next, ensure after the adoption thereof, as many particular be covered thereby. So,
Ms. Gay, your 3 minutes is up. Thank you.
thanks.
Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to address the applicant? He's still on the phone. Go ahead and come up and state your name for the record.
Sorry about that. Very nice in this. My story is I got a lot of problems with all this development going on. I've seen it happen, time after time, place after place. I come from that environment when there's people, listen, look. Then we had all this damn development coming on, all these yippies, got all this stuff, oh yeah, we're gonna make it all great, everybody's gonna be happy, the water's gonna be good, the trees are gonna stay there. What a bullshit that was. The truth of it is I would like to see anybody and everybody that votes for the house building a house out there and drink the water and live off that right next to that factory and all the other buildings still going. I know I've seen a little upset, but I've seen it happen over and over and again. The little people don't count, the rich get rich. Simple as that, whether it's in our county, state, or federal government, or where, So the people have to step up and voice their opinion. I got a real good opinion. I know how to fight with it, and talk with it, and be with it. I've been a vice president of a union with 350 men. Then I had another union that had 3,500 men. I know how to deal with things like this. And I hear what the people are saying, We use that little same tactic, it's all gonna be okay, it's in the mass, this kind of that. I wanna see the plan before anything happens, period. If it ain't, I know I got a little map up here, and that don't mean nothing, because it ain't even up to date. If it's up to date.
That is the plan for right now. That's
You
it.
said that this was until the 2012, right?
The document was updated. Nobody wanted to update anything on the maps. We went out to the communities and everybody was fine with the way it was.
Nobody come to my house, and I didn't say that.
No, it was published in the newspaper,
I don't read the newspapers, I'm a bullshit.
Nobody reads it.
Nobody reads it.
That's why they do
No, if you really wanted to get to the people, you gotta put somebody on the ground and talk to the people themselves. Like I said, I'm not all the time, I don't see this or that, I know how this works. I got rain, if you doesn't come to my house anyone again, I will see you on the rain. I ain't seen you, nobody. Not even that the sheriff or a dog or anybody else, I was full of her. That's okay too today, I know how I know that, because I got 3 minutes, and you gotta get to the point. If you people are really serious about this, get up your little guns, come out there and talk to the people. I really believe, I hear people saying, well, my husband's this, my husband's that, my wife's this, my wife's that. Well, that's just great and wonderful, that don't help on your face right now. The fact of it is, I don't want that water out there to get contaminated worse than it is. A lot of people don't understand about water, I do real simple. Them farmers out there pump it out and then they spread it all over the field. Them guys are gonna build their boxes and whatever comes along, it's gonna have contamination, it's gonna have chemicals in it. Because they got big blue, they got all kinds of different things that nobody's addressed, the dust, all the rest of it that goes with it.
Thank you, Mr. Drake. So, again, we're not discussing tonight any use of that land in the future. We're just discussing, Mr. Escobar's right to have that land, master plan changed to commercial like the other properties that are surrounding this property.
I got a suggestion real quick. If you guys plan on doing another plan or whatever, why don't you mail something? I don't know what's going on.
Right, is there anyone else in the audience who would like to come up and address the applicant? Can I ask to refrain from any clapping or public outbursts, please? You wanted to state your name for the record?
Hi, my name is Chris Jacobson. I've lived on Rose Creek Road for 20 years. I recently retired. I'm building a new house on Rose Creek Road. I live about a mile downwind of the ranch you're talking about. I live about a mile downwind from the ranch you're talking about for rezoning. And I'm strongly against anything that would go commercial to potentially put any kind of business it's gonna be the water, the air, the truck traffic on Rose Creek Road. And since I retired a year ago, there's probably 20, maybe 30 homes from where I live now down to the airport road that weren't there 2 years ago. So I'm sure those people had no idea that Beaver Glen or that there might be a zoning change in industry might come in.
Yeah, just a correction, so this isn't a zoning change, this is a master plan amendment change.
Okay.
So we're not changing any zoning.
Okay. Well, I'm against, I don't know the guy, I'm sure he's a really nice guy, but he can only do that to make a buck. And rumors are that things are coming in there, and that's what I'm concerned about. So,
Thank you. All right, is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to come up and make a comment on this item?
Yeah, my name's Greg Washburn. I'm trying to get an understanding here of the area, but I want to point to the map real quick, because you guys don't have any maps. I'm assuming we're talking about this area right here?
No, the tan
Way
one.
off? Where are we at?
I'm gonna show him if
Show
I
me,
can.
please.
This is the ranch right here. This is where I live, right over here. So this tan is all that ranch that they're trying to make red.
So-
Commercial.
So, okay, so, basically, we're trying to turn it red, or we would like to turn it yellow. Is
Well,
that my understanding for?
yeah, I mean, I think Mr. Escobar is asking for his property to be master plan commercial, so you can see the red that's already adjacent to his property. So we've already got that red, he is just asking that his property reflect the master plan of the other properties adjacent to his property. So he would just like his to be red like those other properties.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we like to make it yellow, so that's all this battle is about.
Well, there's a lot of other red along there as well.
So is it that extreme from residential to the commercial? I mean, usually there's light, I'm asking commercial, and we're light residential, so is it gonna be light commercial, or is it gonna be major commercial? I mean, I'm not sure.
We don't have any idea what Mr. Escobar's plans are for this property at this time. We have an application in front of us for the board to consider changing this property to be master plan commercial. So we are not considering any uses for this property at this point. So
What are you setting himself up for? More or less, if you want to ask him for
He may
residential.
be.
Pardon me?
He may be, he's actually on the phone, do you have a question for him?
Ask him.
Hang on just a second.
Alright.
Please don't yell and scream. This is their meeting, it's public, it's a board meeting that you're all invited to, the public is to do their business in action. So you're welcome to come up here and make comments, but if you shout and yell and disrupt the meeting, you can do it.
Okay, so his intent for the commercial, the same as the other in the red? I guess that would be the question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what his application is asking for, to be able to turn his parcel, to have his parcels fall under the master plan of commercial.
Well, I mean, you have three different colors going on. I'm just thinking about colors for color map. Well, we got three different colors going on here, so who's gonna overtake who? I mean, if you want to remove the orange represents what? His property?
Yeah, his property is.
And what color would his be if we weren't talking about his right now? Maybe, that would all be red?
Not all of it, there's only 4 parcels that are.
So the front end.
No, what is it, unincorporated then, the orange? I mean, is that what's considered right now, he wants to create a zoning for it? Or, I mean,
Yeah, there's 5 parcels that he wants to change to the master plan.
and what are they now?
Pardon?
What are they now?
They are medium density residential, which is represented by the orange.
Okay, so right now it is residential.
Medium density residential, correct.
Okay, so he wants, okay, all right, that's it.
So I get that you're new to the area, you've already said.
Yeah, we run ours differently, I'm over from, that other area that's messed up.
Right, so I don't know if you're aware, but Interstate 80 borders that, Rose Creek Road, the
Right.
railroad tracks go right through that property. The exit there is the airport industrial loop. So, you know, it's already, as part of the plan, that was envisioned to be, you know, kind of the airport industrial exit, and it matches with, you know, the other red things that are there on the map. That's what he's asking for. He's just asking for his property to be able to do.
Is there anything in between it? I mean.
And we've already reached your 3 minutes, but,
Okay.
okay, thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to come up and, thank you.
Why?
My name's Laura Bento, and Mike, I'd like to ask you, I guess the big elephant in the room, are your intentions to sell that property to this cardboard plant?
No, right now I have, different companies that wanna come in. I have a master plan to put in a few hundred homes as well. This property is an investment property for me. Whether I sell the water rights or whether I sell the property, it's all gonna be sold.
But you don't have any intention of bringing the big industrial in that we're all hearing about?
If I sell it, they can plant Christmas trees for all I care.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Good neighbor.
So,
Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to come up and comment on the application or address the applicant?
For the record, my name is Jamie Nicotera. I live out on Rose Creek. We've been here for about 7 years. It was really quick. So when we moved here and looked, selected our area, the quiet environment, the feel of we were in the country but not too far away from town. Just the feel of where we're at. We take a lot of pride in our home. We've done a lot of work in our home. We are very concerned about heavy industrial by changing the master plan, opening that door for things to follow. Something else that I'm very concerned about, and I know that Mr. Escobar, you know, it's his property, and he uses quite a bit of that for agriculture. I am concerned about our water table, and with agriculture, I grew up on a dairy farm, so as you plant, you sow your fields, everything there's a season, it has a time to rest. The water basin replenishes itself, and by that we're all able to sustain our wells and have some water. As we look for development and growth, be it heavy industrial or commercial, adding homes and additional wells, things like that, I just like you as a board to really consider the direction that maybe initially we thought we wanted to go, or other people we thought we wanted to go as a community, but the residents now and where we are now, we like the quiet. We don't want 24/7 major industrial chemical movement. That's not where we built our homes. And I'm just asking you to not make the change to the master plan, to open the door for the rest of us to pay for what other people's ideas are when we haven't been talked to. I'm asking you to go take a look at the land. See what's out there. They continue to develop the area and people are building their homes, their retirement, investing all of our hard-earned dollars out there to keep a quiet, peaceful environment. And so we're asking you to not open the door for this very large change that none of us were part of. And we'd like to be part of that. We do think there needs to be growth, and we respect that. We also feel very firmly that we need to build responsibly. And it needs to be very transparent on what type of industry is looking at coming in. We're already paying our taxes. We're funding this. So I think it's very important that we're included in some of that. And so,
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, and I just want to ask you again to not change that, to open that door.
Thank you. Just so that everyone knows, there is a master plan category of industrial, and we are not talking industrial, so this is a commercial category that we're talking at this point. So, I mean, I keep hearing the word industrial, but this isn't industrial, this is just commercial that Mr. Escobar is asking for his property to be amended to. Is there anyone else who would like to, yes, you wanna come up and take name into the record? Mr. Haas, sorry.
Ask for site inspection.
This is Tom Haas again. Deborah, would you keep referencing a piece of paper we have access to? Could you read the reasoning behind that Miguel wants this done on the application, please?
So Mr. Escobar's application, I can go to his application, I think we've got the agenda of his application. Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah, if Betty, you want to read out his application as to what he's asking for?
Mr. Escobar, the reason for the request agricultural development in the region is water intensive, and water conscious commercial development is now possible.
Is there more to that, Betty?
There is not.
I read more than that on the one that was put on. So water intensive, we've had some reports of what they would like to do with that property. And so this is, it's been well shown that the people in this building, with the exception of you, are not favorable for doing this. So in the last agenda and the discussions, I know it was brought up that the commissioners would like to see a update on the master plan. And because we run into problems with it in another area. And so, as far as I know, that may be coming up there in just a short period of time, if it's not already being worked on. So
And we do update the master plan as things come to Betty and come before the board, and we do update it on a kind of a case-by-case basis as we're working on items that come before us. Just like we're making a change possibly tonight to the master plan. We do update the master plan when things come before us that require a change to the master plan.
is there any heavy industry out there
It
in
is,
the master plan?
Yeah, all the gray on that map is.
Well, would somebody come over
master
here,
plan for the
I don't know what
industrial.
this map shows, and actually show the people? You know, you have people coming up here, what's the colors, what's this and that? Amber, would you walk over there and show the audience?
I'm probably not the best person,
Exactly.
but I will
Well,
try.
you're the one doing it.
Okay, so I do know, okay, so this tan orange color is Mr. Escobar's property here. It is bordered by some commercial property that is master plan commercial here in the red. All of this area along Rose Creek and the interstate here is already master plan commercial. The gray color is industrial, so there's already industrial in this area. Betty, I don't know what the yellow is though.
It's like,
Residential.
Light residential, okay. So commercial's red.
Commercial.
Oh, out here, so you get out to Grass Valley Roads out here, so. But this is the area that we're talking about right here. But yeah, so Mr. Haas, you can see that there is industrial out there.
Where is Airport Road?
Yeah, show us where the roads are.
Okay, this is the interstate.
All right.
Interstate right here, I think Rose Creek.
It's the white.
Here. Okay, and so, right along here.
You're standing in the way. Oh, there we go.
And this is low density residential, this is medium density residential.
Commercial
This
goes
is-
between the red
This
and
is
the
public
tan.
facilities, this is industrial. One of the things we've been trying to say is, this map is from 1995. So now what's currently here, and we'd love for you to do a site inspection, come out and join us, is there's actually many, many homes. There's people living over here, people living all throughout here, more homes coming in right over here. There's way more homes than there was before, and that's why we say, hey, come out, see what it's actually like, because all you're seeing is a map. You're not really getting a feel for what that community is out there.
So that white line going to the block is Airport Road going up to the airport,
This
correct?
is Airport Road.
Okay, show us where Herschel would be.
Our board has been out there,
So-
so I know that I've been out there several
Yeah,
times.
just so you
It's
know.
right off
Those of us on board have been out there to look at this property.
Sometimes it's a little more obvious when you live out there and you see the houses actually popping up, or you talk to your neighbors and you go out there, and sometimes you get more of an idea.
My mother-in-law lived on Rose Creek Road.
Awesome. Not anymore though.
Just recently, not anymore, it's still her home.
Okay, so Herschel comes right in between here. It actually kind of goes into some of these properties, and it has a weird line on here, because this is where the old map, and that's Herschel.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the,
So what's the
system.
development?
And we've been with
One of them is light residential.
Yeah.
Commercial.
Okay, so have you got any buffer zones? You're gonna put heavy industrial in there, which is,
There's nothing.
I know what you're saying is commercial.
So the application before us, Tom, the only thing that we can act on as board is the application before us presented by Mr. Esquivel, and he is asking for his property to fall under the commercial, master plan. Again, there's adjacent commercial properties all around him, so that's what he's asking for. There's been no talk of industrial, there's no talk of any use for this property at this point, it's just a master plan change.
That's something that once this is determined, then it would come back as special use, and then it gives us parameters and more permissions to ask questions that we are kind of out of purview at the moment, asking for a specific.
With the advent of the information we got this last week, possibly from the commissioners, I would like to see you make sure that commissioners aren't gonna go out there and do a new master plan on this. Because as far as I can tell on it, the master plan has never been completed, it's never been done, and it's never been signed for by the commissioners. But that's up to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and again, the last update to the master plan was in 2012, and we do update the master plan as things come in front of us that require the master plan to be updated.
We will, I'm gonna correct you there for just a minute. If someone comes to request, like Mr. Escobar did, a change to their master plan, that's when it comes. We don't arbitrarily just go out and start changing
Yes.
master plans. We would notify property owners, just like if we took the portion, I'm gonna refer to the, industrial master plan, we would contact property owners. This is what we're looking to do, what are your thoughts? And then we could do a master plan change to that area specifically.
Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to come up and comment on this application or questions for the applicant on the computer?
Any question, anything that the planning commission decides, it goes in front of the county commissioners for the final decision.
Correct,
Correct.
this is a recommending body.
So that's what let me say this here. So Mr. Tom, you're on the county commissioner, is that correct?
That is correct.
So if we decide to approve this, you guys can say nay, is that right?
Excuse me?
If we decide to approve this, we haven't decided anything yet, and it goes to the county commission, then you guys can say yea or nay. Because, am I right?
Yes, yes.
This is just a recommending
This
board.
is just a recommendation board,
Yes.
is that right?
Yes.
So I'm shocked, I'm shocked to see you here, now I could be wrong, but I'm shocked to see you here as a county commissioner.
I'm not, I live there. I live where it's gonna do all this stuff. Okay. I'm not here as a county commissioner to have some guys or anything else involved. I did bring in that information because that's what was discussed in the last board meeting. And I live there, okay? I have to put up with this. Now, your question. Of course. Your question says that the county commissioners can change Historically,
My question was, if, let's say for example, if we say yay, it goes up to you, it goes to the county commission, with these folks going with you.
Yeah.
These folks is coming with you. But you can say, on your board, county commission can say, we don't approve this, and it be done. Am I right?
no.
Okay, explain to me.
Historically, the county commissioners haven't walked on the planning committee. We feel that the people on the planning committee here is supposed to be doing their homework, is supposed to be doing what's best for Humboldt County. Okay? We don't want to have you guys go through all of that and do all the work on this thing, and you send it in to the county commissioners, and we deny it. You know, we want to all be together on this, and that's why it came up the other day that this needs to be changed, okay? And it needs to be updated, it needs to be brought out so everybody knows exactly what it is.
So you say that it come up where? Come up
During the discussion,
at what?
at what, on another piece of property that there was.
Yes, you're saying that the master plan, who said that the master plan needs to be updated?
We can look in the minutes.
So, county commissioner said that, Don?
Can I answer this, please? When you met HGW for the record, two things. One thing. I don't recall the board taking action. It may have been discussion, so I don't think that there was any action on this item specifically. It wasn't agendized as far as the master plan. It may have been included in discussion, but it's not a board action.
All right, thank you, Mr. Haas.
Thank you.
I was just trying,
Yeah.
Tom, thank you, I was just trying to understand
No.
where that conversation is
It
going.
was, you know, I asked for it, what, 2 agendas ago? But what I will say, one more thing, is I wish you would take into consideration, all these people behind you are saying no to this, because we know what's going to happen. And, you know, I've met with these people who want to buy this property. I know more about it. If you want to discuss it on a one-to-one basis, I'll be glad to fill you in on what happened. But it isn't just let's go to the commercial, okay? It's going to go further, and we don't want it there, not in that particular place. It doesn't mean that we're against what they want to do. We're against what it's going to do to our water.
So we have had, items that we have voted on that have gone back down to the commission that have been overturned. We had a self-report.
I'm aware of that, I just wanted to hear it out of the county commissioner.
Yeah, so we have.
And
There was a cell phone,
power that we denied.
Yes.
How long ago?
6 months ago maybe?
About that.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. Yeah.
We voted it down.
We voted it down and then, then you guys passed it. So, okay. Anyone else in the audience who'd like to come up and talk about this item or questions for Mr. Escobar? Looks like he's still on the computer. Okay, if not, let's bring this issue back to the board. Does anybody have any questions at this point? Things they need to discuss? I mean, I don't know what we talked about, Mr. Escobar, as the private property owner at all.
That's all I'm gonna say is, I understand all the concerns of everybody here, but none of those concerns are applicable to what we're trying to do here. Whether he opened a hog farm, or whether he sat here and opened up storage units, or did housing, we're all anticipating so many hypotheticals retirement the whole night. I understand every one of your concerns if it goes that distance, but that's not even what's up for debate. It's just commercial use as a landowner, and if we take that man's rights as a landowner, then I see an opening for legal action against maybe myself and us and you guys as well. Because we're not here debating on the actual infrastructure going in here, we're giving this man his rights to his property. And if it goes that next distance, then I think all your guys' comments could be more understood, but I think they're a little.
There has to be several more meetings in this board before that is even something that would be on the table for him to be able to do.
I mean, he owns a fabrication business that's low key, low density. I don't know anything about the future development, but I mean, if you look at the perspective of 200 or 300 homes or storage units, we got several storage units in town. I'm not even going into the hypothetical uses, I'm just saying to protect the property rights of Humboldt County, I think we should consider this and look at it a little differently right now.
This isn't zoning though, it's master plan.
Master plan is the same difference for better verbiage, I'm just saying, you can't infringe this man's rights at this point. For, you can't, am I wrong, Betty?
Well, let me say this, let me say this here. And the last meeting that we had, I tabled it. You know why I tabled it? Because I had to go do my homework. And I did. I went out there, I saw the land with Mr. Excavator, he owned. And I drove around that whole community where the houses at, and I saw where the land that he has. And I talked to several people. Now, I don't know what that man gonna do with his land, but that's not what's on the agenda tonight.
We're not there yet.
We're not even close. I don't know, I mean, I hear rumors, he's gonna do this, he's gonna sell this, and then they're gonna build this, and then, we don't know that.
Yeah, we were gonna get a fish farm too.
And the fish farm didn't come, I was looking for some catfish. And I was looking for something. But anyway, what I'm saying is, we're not there. We are not there. I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying, we're not voting on anything other than getting this master plan.
So hypothetically, Betty,
feel good.
before this gentleman could ever build a cardboard factory or whatever, it would have to go through a zoning change, correct?
Not necessarily if it's on the property that's zoned M3, because it would be considered a commercial use. So he would have to get a conditional use permit. Theirs would come out.
They're trying to slide things under.
There you go.
It goes to the commissioners, it goes to
No, it
us,
doesn't.
and then goes, it comes back to us.
And then you guys
You
don't
have a
listen to what we
responsibility
say.
here tonight.
So the responsibility here tonight is to protect the property rights of Mr. Miguel Esquivel, and the next secondary would be, if that does come up in a special use permit, then you're addressing concern to become applicable.
But like I said earlier, when I showed you the master plan, the Humboldt County Code, the master plans, when you look at that, the actual goal and policies for our county and how the master plan affects into that, and then you look at how long the date has been, so all.
Christina, if you're gonna talk, we need to have you up here.
Right, wait a minute, I thought.
But we've already closed the floor.
Yeah, we're going to floor, it's on the board now.
Yeah,
I saw it, it's already been closed, it's on the board now.
Yeah, so we're,
We don't wanna make the decision.
any questions that we have, this is our
fine,
time
it's
to
fine.
talk through this issue. Any questions of Betty?
It'll come out.
I don't know if anybody has any additional questions, or someone would like to make a motion related to this item?
So just tonight, recommendation only.
Recommendation on.
Recommendation to the county commission, county commission.
Betty, I was just saying, for tonight, recommendation only, we're not approving anything other than.
You're recommending denial or approval of this item
And
to
then
the
It's
county.
fine.
And then this will go to the commissioners. And that's where they will handle it.
Yes. And if they vote for denial, then the applicant can appeal that decision to courts. The same way, if the county commissioners vote to approve it, someone who feels that they are aggrieved by the decision can appeal it to the courts.
No matter what the decision is from the
I mean,
board.
somebody could appeal it if they felt so.
So this is not conflict tonight? Just recommendation.
But even sometimes, when you back to purpose of the record, even sometimes when you make, when it's not a recommendation, where you just make, take a decision, sometimes those can also be appealed to either commissioners and or district court.
No matter what.
It just kind of depends on the item. Usually there's a layer of appeal, with board of commissioners, except of course there's some weird ordinances that go to board of commissioners and then come to you.
And looking at the map, basically the properties he's wanting approved are right in the center of what's already zoned, or not zoned, master plan, commercial.
There's more
Correct.
residential.
There is residential on the back side of it, yes.
It's not zoned.
I corrected myself, I'm sorry. but for what we're doing tonight is just the master plan. And looking at it, it would seem like we were discriminatory against what he wants to do based on what's beside it.
They're saying that's why they should.
It does
Yes.
against it. You know, and I lack of a better word, but I mean, I feel like that's what's already existing there for master plan amended.
1995.
Looking at it.
1995.
Madam Chairman, can I read the approval?
Yes.
NRS 278.0282, I'm just gonna paraphrase it, but what you're looking at is an amendment, to a master plan, you're looking at, whether, a determination has to be made whether or not this amendment is in conformance with the comprehensive regional plan. A proposed plan is in conformance with the comprehensive regional plan, if it's not in conflict with the comprehensive regional plan, it promotes the goals and policies of that plan. And I know that you all have a copy of the master plan, including some additional copies that you. all
Which
have.
NRS was that again? I'm sorry.
278.0282.
0282.
Yeah, I think this was one of the items that you had, that we put into the record here. Okay, so at this time, would someone like to make a motion on this item? If not, I will go ahead and make the motion to recommend approval of the master plan amendment request application number MP-24-02 to the Humboldt County Commission, with the following findings pursuant to Humboldt County Code 17.71. The findings are that, this change to the master plan would be in conformance with the regional plan.
Madam Chair, I don't want to interrupt you during your motion, but, the only determination you have to make is the one that I read.
Yes, and that it promotes the goals and policies.
Oh, yes, so sorry, they've already written that.
Yes, so the findings would be that this is in conformance with the regional plan and that it promotes the goals and policies of the comprehensive regional plan. Do we have a second?
I second
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
it.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Okay, the motion passes.
Can we ask for their findings, for their vote, please, for the record?
The only thing they have to make is that, the one that she just made in her motion.
So that was their findings.
I can repeat those again, that this master plan amendment change is in conformance with the regional plan and it promotes the goals and policies of the comprehensive regional plan. Okay, at this point, we're gonna move on to, section 5 of the agenda, public comment. Again, this time is designated time for comments from the public that were not part of the agenda. So if somebody has something that they would like to address the board on that was not part of the agenda, this is your time to come up and address this. Okay, doesn't look like anybody has anything else that they would like to say. This time we will adjourn to the November 14th, 2024 regularly scheduled meeting at 5:30 p.m. Thank you for everyone in attendance and those of you who attended virtually.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. He got what he wanted, and you guys saw it. How would you guys, what would each one of you guys do if they lived, if this was happening to you? Yeah, it's not, so it doesn't matter. It was their house.
So this is